Saturday haul on for you guys today, and I'm going to start off with some of the Black Friday repurchases that have started to roll in. So Josie Maran was doing 25% off of the website, so I restocked on the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer SPF 47. This is the 2 fluid ounce pump jar, like glass jar style. I still haven't had a chance to film that empties video, but when I do, you'll see how many of these are in there. This is my daily moisturizer that I use, I would say, on my face between 8 to 10 pumps, and then I also put it on my neck and on my ears, and I have dry skin, so I do layer it up pretty well, and I use quite a bit each time I use it. So I use it every single morning as the last step in my skincare routine, and you guys have heard me talk about this for a while. So that there is the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer SPF 47, and the Josie Maran is made in the USA, and I really like that the expiration is also on the box. So like this particular one is good till 5 of 26, which I will have used that up for sure by then. And then No7 was having a really good sale too. I believe it was 35 or 40% off. So I stocked up on my favorite foundation, which is the No7 Protect and Perfect Intense Advanced All-in-One Foundation. This is an SPF 50 and another product you guys hear me talk about a lot. It's really hydrating for my dry skin. It has really nice coverage. It's also buildable, and it has that SPF 50 in there. These also have the expiration date on the packaging, so it's like etched right here. This is the bottle that I have in use, so like this one is 10 of 24, which that'll be used up before then. So the expiration is also on the bottom of the packaging right here too. So this is 10/24. These are all 10/24, so I'm pretty sure I should be able to use them all up by then, because that's just under a year. And I'd say I bet I go through about 4. Maybe I should film that empties video. I don't know how many I use in a year. But anyway, this is the shade Cool Vanilla. It is what I've got on my skin today. It's mostly what I always have on my skin in my videos, because again, it's my go-to foundation. And I just figure that if something's going to sit on my skin, it should have some benefit while it's there, and I feel like this foundation does that. It's got the SPF 50 for protection. It also has really nice hydrating elements for my drier skin type. It also wears really well. I'll try a new foundation out every once in a while, and I initially like it when I put it on, but it just doesn't have the longevity that this does. So it also has really good longevity, and this foundation is made in France as well. So I love this product. This again is the No7 Protect and Perfect Intense Advanced All-in-One Foundation, and the shade that I wear is Cool Vanilla. Every once in a while I'll dip into a deeper shade in the summertime, but I haven't kind of recently. I've just been kind of using bronzer. And then I got in an order from Glamlite for 2 pieces of their Friday the 13th collection, and I got the highlighter and the palette. So the highlighter is called Jason Lives highlighter. And this guy here is made in China, and there's a total of 0.21 ounces of product in here. So this is the box packaging that it comes in, and then here is the cardboard packaging, and it has one of those kind of flip kind of sticker fronts on it, and then the cardboard is inlaid, so it's got that little lip where it shuts, but it's also magnetized. And then this is what the back looks like. So this is actually the highlighter that I have on my face today, and it is really pretty, but I was hoping that it was going to have like those flaky sparkles like the Scooby-Doo highlighter and then the Rick and Morty trio highlighter I had hauled a couple weeks ago. I was hoping during Black Friday to pick up a backup of that, because it is so beautiful, but it's sold out and I don't even see it on the website, so I bet they're not going to restock it. So anyway, I thought this was going to have that same type of a flaky texture, and it doesn't. It's a smoother highlighter. There aren't as big of flakes in the formulation like the Scooby-Doo one or that Rick and Morty one, or something like the Blend Bunny Noctilucent palette. That's also a really flaky, sparkly formula. This one is just a bit smoother. It's still really pretty. It's got this like bluey pinky purple like holographic kind of a look to it, and it's very like, it reminds me of like a UV light or something like that. It's very pretty on the skin, and I've worn actually quite a bit of it, as you can see right there, because it has like this, again, UV glow on the skin, but it doesn't have those extra sparkles. So it's just a smoother highlighter. Still really pretty, however. So there's the mirror and the packaging again. And again, this is the highlighter that I've got on today. And then we have the Friday the 13th Camp Crystal Lake 15 color palette. And this comes in like a kind of an old school like movie box. which I think is quite cute. I'm probably going to keep the packaging and just put the palette in it because it is nice. It's got like the videotape right there, and then your palette was sitting housed inside of there. This one's also made in the PRC, and there's a total of 19.5 grams or 0.688 ounces of product across 15 shades. So this also has got that kind of holographic flip sticker kind of cover to it with a magnetic closure. And I really liked the grungy tones in here. It's a really fun one. However, the sparkle shades aren't their typical Glamlite formula. I feel like their normal ones are a little bit softer. These ones are pressed a little harder, but there are also some like larger, I would almost say slight micro glitters in there. So they might have had a bit more binder in them. And then when they pressed them, they ended up pressing them quite tight because there's extra binder to hold the glitter. That's kind of my theory behind it. So hopefully you can tell in the swatches whether or not it's going to be like something that you would like. But I do find the shimmer formula to be different in here in comparison to other Glamlite palettes that I have. The mattes are pigmented and they do blend out quite nice. It is a standalone for me. I can get away with this silver in there, but otherwise everything's pretty kind of mid-tone or deeper. So I have used it all by itself and enjoyed the look, and I've also brought in some brighter kind of shades as well. So let's go ahead and give you guys some swatches here. Grunge is just in. There are a lot of palettes coming out with these deep, grungy type of colors, and I'm just like totally living for it. I did just see today that Glamlite launched their Garfield collection. I've got things in the bucket. And then these next ones. And then these guys. I suppose they could have spiced it up a little bit with those deeper mattes, but they do have different undertones. And then these last three. You can see great pigmentation right there. So again, that one is the Glamlite Friday the 13th palette right there. I also got some things from Lethal Cosmetics. I got one of their pressed multi-chrome shadows, and these just come singular in the sleeve. So this is made in Germany, and there is a total of 0.056 ounces of product in here. And this shadow is so pretty. Initially, it looks purple, but it's got a golden green. Sometimes it has like a slight bit of pink to it. It's just an absolutely stunning eyeshadow. Should I tell you what it's called? It's called Singularity. See, it looks purple, but it's definitely a multi-chrome. It's got a lot of different facets to it. You can even see some of that pink, purple, green, gold. It is so pretty. I've worn it quite a few times since I've gotten it. It's been fun to pair this with like grungy shadows too. So that is the single in Singularity right there. And then I also got one of Lethal's newer products. This is a water liner. There's 0.11 ounces of product in here, and this guy here is made in the PRC. So as far as I know, all other Lethal Cosmetics products are made in Germany. This is not. And I got this to try with their also kind of a newer product for them, the Activator Drops Catalyst. So this one's 0.304 fluid ounces of product, and this one here is made in Germany. So I was really excited thinking that this was going to be a special combination of original kind of products, and it's not, unfortunately. This here is a very standard water activated liner. I've got several of these from, there's a brand called Gavisi. Glisten Cosmetics is another one, and then I also have these in single pans as well, that I believe I bought these ones from, oh, I think it's Glisten Cosmetics is where I got most of these. But there is a shade in my palette here. I've used this an absolute ton. And when I've used this, I've used the Makeup by Mario like activator drops. Those have been the best activator drops that I've found, even though they're not like waterproof, because you guys know I've been on the hunt for like a catalyst or a mixer, an activator for these type of products that made them a little bit more waterproof, because I've got such watery eyes, and I love the fluidity that the activators give these type of drops, and like how crisp you can get the lines and the pretty shades and all of that. So I haven't found that yet, because I was really excited about the Lethal one. But these here, it's got to be the same company. There's a lot of different brands that sell this exact same formula of this water activated or kind of like cake liner product. And there's no doubt in my mind that this one came from the same as those, because like I said, there's a circular pan in there that's the exact same shade as this guy. And this is in Retro Rave right there. So I love those products. I love them with water. They're very, very nice and pigmented and stuff, but they're definitely not waterproof. And then I like them with the Mario one. But I was thinking that this Lethal activator would have a little bit more longevity to it. And while it made it super fluid and it made the product to get the pigmentation mixed up with it really well and nice and solid very quickly, it is so not waterproof. I mean, basically to me, it acts exactly like water, like just a little bit of moisture and you go like this and it will smear all over the place. So it's good in terms of using it to activate those type of products, but you could also just as well use water, in my opinion, because there isn't any extra longevity that this gives that water doesn't do the same thing. So if you're kind of like me, again, the best that I have found for mixing in those is the Makeup by Mario one. I know they make sealers that you can paint over the top, but that's just kind of a pain. And then sometimes too, they're really like strong and they tend to burn my eyes a little bit. So still on the hunt for the mixer and the cake liners or the water activated liners, but I was really hopeful for this. It's like a little dropper. I think you can kind of see just in there how watery it is too. So yeah, I mean, you could just as well get water. I also got Lethal Cosmetics' new Z Up pressed powder palette. I think that's what that is, right? Is it Z Up? They came out with like a game controller looking palette maybe it was like 2 years ago or so, and I have that one as well, and I do like that. I do really like the Lethal Cosmetics shadow formula. So this guy here's got 10 grams or 0.35 ounces of product, and this one here is made in the EU, it says on here. Yeah, most of their other products say like made in Germany on it, so this one again says made in EU. So here is the actual packaging. It's got one of those, again, those type of deals on there, and then you open it up and there's a mirror, and here are your shades. And I really do like the color combination in here, but missed opportunity or something. Like I don't like all of this negative space. Like they should have filled it with something that would have just made it a lot more aesthetically pleasing to me for the size. You could have just as well made a smaller like palette and arrange them as such so you didn't have that negative space in there, you know. But that being said, I really do like the shadows in here. I also really like that they're magnetized inside of the palette so you can pull them out. So I'll go ahead and give you guys some swatches. I've worn this quite a few times as well, and I get along with, again, the formula great. So, oh, there's nothing there. Funny. I've actually worn this palette with that single shade quite a few times. And then this guy here, which is like a multi-chrome. It's really beautiful. This shade's stunning too. And then these last two shades. These shadows are really soft. But like a really fun color combination. I did order their, I think it was around Black Friday they launched a palette, but I'm yet to receive it yet. I ordered it from Camera Ready Cosmetics, but that is the new Lethal Z Up. I'm just going to say Z Up. Eyeshadow palette right there. And then that single up there is again Singularity. I also got one of the new Haus Labs by Lady Gaga Eye Library eyeshadow palettes. She came out with 2 of them, I think, for the holiday launch. So this guy's got 5 grams or 0.18 ounces of product across 6 shades. And this here is made in Italy. So this is the box packaging. The one that I got is volume 002, the super neutrals. So there is another one that's got quite warm tones in there. I went for this guy. It looked a little bit more unique in my opinion. So it's got a magnetic closure. It's got the same style of packaging as like the blushes. These 3 shades over here are like that creamy matte formula, and they're really, really soft. I wasn't expecting them to pick up as nice on a brush as they did, and they blend out so easy. Like they're really, really nice creamy matte formulation. This one's pressed harder than these 2, but it's got a little bit more of a chunky, sparklier formula than these 2. These ones are really smooth metallics. And the quality is really nice. It made me want to get the other one, but then I didn't. I have wanted to pair a lighter color when I've used this. Because everything is, you can see right there, it's a little bit mid-tone or deeper. I have worn it with this shade as like my highlight shade, and it turned out alright. It was interesting, but it's not like the brightest color, It is in the light, but it's like a medium kind of olive green with a light shift to it. And then these 2. Sephora also came out with another, I should say, one-time use 20% off coupon, but I think you can use it in Sephora and then also at Kohl's, so like once at each place. But that is the Haus Labs, the Super Neutrals Eye Library eyeshadow palette right there. And then I was in Ulta and I seen this palette from Benefit from their holiday collection, and I hadn't picked anything up from Benefit yet for the holidays. But I thought this was like a good value for money, and it was like a good one done type of cheek, right? So this is the Cherry Cheeks full-size blush, bronzer, and highlight palette. So it's this guy right here. You've got a Hoola matte bronzer, Shelly warm seashell pink blush, and the Cookie golden pearl highlighter. There's a total of 6 grams or 0.21 ounces of product in the Shelly blush that's made in Italy. And then you've got Hoola that's 0.28 ounces, and that's made in the USA. And then the Cookie highlighter is made in Canada, 0.28 ounces. So they're all made in a different country. So that's interesting. Packaging is a cardboard with a magnetic closure, and then you got your full-size products. I do really like the Hoola bronzer. I like this blush, and I do like to use the Cookie highlighter more so in the summertime because it does have a slight undercast on me, but with these all together it does end up looking really pretty. Like it's just a really pretty one and done cheek because I don't have any of those in my collection. There are 2 versions of this that came out too, but this is the one that I picked up. In case you haven't seen swatches of these products yet. Benefit was doing some really good sales as well, but that guy there is the Cherry Cheeks. What do they call it? The Cherry Cheeks. It's for the Cherry Cheeks cheek palette. And then I also got the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Seeker highlighter. I was not going to pick this up, but then when I was in Vegas with Michelle, I seen it in the store, and then I grabbed it like off the shelf, and I was like, wow, this packaging is like really substantial. It's the most like substantial, pretty kind of packaging that I think I've ever seen Anastasia Beverly Hills do. Like it feels very luxe, like it's a like designer brand. That's how the packaging feels, really nice and weighted. And then I heard it was also a dupe for the discontinued Amrezy highlighter, so I kind of wanted to compare as well, so I picked it up. So there's 0.39 ounces of product or 11 grams in this guy, and this one is made in Italy because of course it is a baked gelée product. I wish that she would come out with more shades in this packaging, a lighter one and a deeper one. This is seemingly pretty universal, but this one here, in comparison to Amrezy, which I'll swatch them both, this one is a little bit different formula in my opinion. It feels just a little bit, I don't know, drier or something, and it's a little bit deeper. So when I went to use it, I had a little bit stronger undercast than what Amrezy gives me. So it's almost like the undertone is just a little darker. I'll put right here. And then I'll grab Amrezy, but this is the packaging. It kind of looks like a Oreo cookie, sort of, but it's really nice and weighted. It has the magnetic closure to it. It's just really nice packaging. And then here I'll swatch the original Amrezy, which has gotten quite a bit of love. Yeah, I think I can see that the Amrezy is just a slight bit lighter. There's a little bit of a golden undercast in the new one, at least on my skin tone. So, and I do kind of think that the Amrezy one is smoother. I can tell even by looking at my hands. And when I had first used what is it calling it? The Glow Seeker one, I thought the same thing. It looked a little bit more particly-like and a little bit drier than the original. And then when I hadn't swatched them like side by side like this just yet, but you can definitely see there are like some very, very fine like micro sparkles of some sort in this one, and this one's just more smooth. So there is the new Glow Seeker, and there's the old Amrezy right there. And then I also picked up the new Fluorescence Beijing Opera Makeup Palette in #1 Melodic Might. So they originally sent me over the #2 Charming Aria, which you guys, I still haven't been able to swatch this just yet. However, I do have the other one on my eyes today. So if you're wondering what I was wearing, it is that other palette, which I'm going to swatch all the shades in that one. So these are also baked gelée. I have noticed more recently that there must be some manufacturers in Asia that have gotten around to doing the baked gelée formula, because prior to or a couple years ago, the only place that made a baked gelée product like that was in Italy. But now, like I said, I've gotten some products from different brands out of Asia that have also got that baked gelée. So this is one of them. These are baked gelée products. Fluorescence in general is such a luxe Chinese indie brand that has got some really beautiful formulas. It's another one of my favorite Chinese indie brands. So let's go ahead and swatch the palette that I've got on. So this is what the packaging on this guy looks like. It's still that like fan shape, and this one's got 0.64 ounces or 18.2 grams of product. And again, this is made in China. So this is the box packaging that the palette comes in. And then when you open it up, the lid is magnetized on the front. And so you can just put this on the back of the palette and it magnetizes like that for when you're using it, which is quite nice. So these are the shadows. They've got such intricate embossing in them. Again, these are baked gelée. I've got just this palette on today. It is a standalone for me, and I just love the formula of these. They're just so pretty, and they just turn out so like delicate, but still really, I don't know, vibrant. They blend out really nice as well. So here are the first four. I've got this one packed all over the lid, and I've got this blue in the crease. I did have to build up that blue, but baked gelée products just kind of have that nature. There have been some recently that I found baked gelée where I went in kind of heavy-handed because that's like the nature, and they've ended up being a little bit softer than I had anticipated. So like the baked gelée formula is getting a little bit softer, because you guys have heard me say before with that formula to use a little bit more of a firm brush to pick up the product. That's true for like face products and highlighters, bronzers, and blushes as well. I can't remember what brand I'd used recently where the baked gelées were really soft. And then these guys, I've got this green used to blend out the blue. I've got this one underneath the brow, and just a dash of this kind of shimmery charcoal color in the crease as well. And then these bottom two shades, which are both kind of a matte formula. I use this one right here to blend out the green. It's like a light baby blue, but you could probably get away with it if you're really fair, like highlight and type of blush if you don't like a sparkly highlighter. I'll just use them all as shadows. So those are the swatches right there. And again, this is what I've got on my eyes today. So let's just see the packaging again, because it's very pretty. So that guy there is the Melodic Might #1 Beijing Opera Makeup Palette. And I will show it next to the #2 as well, because I hadn't realized until I just got this one that there are some repeat shades in here. The silver, the black, and the red, and potentially, I haven't swatched the one on top. This is #2 Charming Aria, but those champagne sparkly shades may be the same. However, the one on top doesn't appear to be quite as flaky as the one on the bottom, but there are some shades that are the same between these two palettes. You guys, I just discovered something, and I thought it was the packaging having issues, but it's not. Okay, so this lid is a double layer right here, and they're both magnetized. So if I pull the top layer off of this one, that's what it looks like underneath, and you can pull that one off, and then you can put this one on, and you can see the shadows through it. I don't know if that's intentional, but they're both magnetized and it works, and it's super, super cool. Let me show you the other one. I'm like so stoked about that. So here's the one that I've got on right here. And again, I'll be darned. I don't know if that, again, was intentional or not, but still cool. And then lastly, I got in a PR package from the Haus of Sillage, which you guys know I absolutely adore their fragrances. The bottles are French blown glass, and then they have Swarovski crystals on them, and they're 25% perfume concentrate oils that are in the formulation, so you don't need a lot of sprays. But they came out with a new Minnie Mouse fragrance, so it's Disney 100 Minnie Mouse fragrance limited edition. And when I had first seen that this was coming out, I thought that they were re-releasing the original Minnie Mouse in a new bottle, kind of like they were doing the Wonder Woman fragrance, which I absolutely adore that fragrance as well. But this is actually a different scent, and it's a really, really pretty scent. It's not quite as sweet as the original one. I love the original Minnie Mouse fragrance. I'll show you the bottles side by side so you can see them both as well. And then the Mickey Mouse one is also sweet, but it's a coconut sweet, like a beachy kind of a sweet scent, which I also really like that one. I'm contemplating, I think I'm just going to do it because it's on sale right now on the Haus of Sillage website. They're having really, really good sales, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up a backup of the original Minnie Mouse because I just love that perfume. I was using the travel one to actually travel with, and there's just very little in it, so I'm gonna have to dip into the bottle now when I want to wear it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick up another one of the original Minnie Mouse fragrances because again, it's like 30% off. So it says this is limited edition. It says the top notes are juicy orange, lemon, and apple. The heart notes are lily of the valley, orange blossom, and violet, and the base notes are strawberry, sandalwood, and musk. And it's not like a combination I would originally think that I would just like go for, but it smells so good. And again, 3 spritzes, I can smell it all day, which is typical for most of the Haus of Sillage fragrances for me. Hopefully reading those notes was helpful, but for me, it's a sweet fragrance, but there's a little bit, I always say this about every Haus of Sillage fragrance because I feel like it's true, there's just a twist on every single one of them that makes them very, very unique. So this is a sweet one, but it's not like super similar to anything else in the Haus of Sillage range. So it also says on the card, in celebration of Disney's 100th anniversary, this limited edition perfume embodies the wonder that is Minnie Mouse. Enter the enchanting world of Minnie Mouse and bring her enduring spirit of life in a fragrance that captures the essence of joy, playfulness, and charm. And this is the card. The bottle is absolutely stunning. This is the box that the fragrance comes in. You've got Minnie Mouse all over the packaging. And then if you open it up, these all come with authenticity cards that are housed kind of in the lip of the box right there. And then you have got your perfume. So up close, this is what it looks like. The Swarovski crystals are larger and they're on the bow of the cap right here. But as always with just such beautiful bottles. And like Haus of Sillage is a brand that I don't think any other brand I've been able to just like blind spray as many fragrances as I can from them and like them, you know, if that makes any sense. I'm a fragrance sensitive individual, so I find that really interesting. But it says Disney Haus of Sillage right here, and on the back it says Disney 100. And it smells so good. But it's not like, for me at least, it's not like overbearing or anything like that. Yeah, it's like a sweetness undertone. Probably, I bet it's like maybe that lily of the valley that I'm smelling. But underneath the cap, it's also etched or embossed as well. I'm going to put one more spray on. I only put 2 sprays on earlier. Yeah, really, really nice. And then here it is next to the original Minnie Mouse. And then Gang's All Here. Here's the original Mickey Mouse fragrance right here. Again, this is a kind of a coconut sweet fragrance, which is also really nice. And then I just seen that they're coming out, or they're I think it's on pre-order, the Wednesday fragrance. Oh, I can only imagine. Wednesday is like, I don't know, I resonate with Wednesday. And there's also a pre-order for a Bugs Bunny one and also a Tweety one. So I'm super excited for the new launches that are coming up from the Haus of Siage, because again, I really love the brand. And a huge thank you to the Haus of Siage for sending me over their 100th anniversary Minnie Mouse fragrance right there. It is so pretty. And that is everything that I have for my haul today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.